Hi everybody! We've shared a video with guidance on how to choose a phone vendor and phone model that will work with your chosen de-Googled operating system. Perhaps you're thinking about trying the de-Googled life, and maybe you've picked out the hardware you want to try. This video is a critical public service announcement on how to ensure your hardware consents to being de-Googled. We also share some lessons about used hardware learned from personal experience. The short version of the PSA is that you have to be able to enable OEM unlocking on your phone in order to install a new operating system. Let's unpack that. So you've picked a de-Googled operating system and a phone from their supported device list. But if a phone is on that list, why would it not be OEM unlockable? I'll explain more about what OEM unlocking is for in a minute. But the short version is that OEM unlockable means carrier unlocked, and you need a phone that is. You can ensure this by buying a new Android phone that is carrier unlocked. You'll be good to go. If you already own the phone and it's carrier locked for some reason, you may be able to have the service provider unlock it for you. You may need to meet some conditions, like pay off the phone. But if you're getting a used phone, for whatever reason, whether from a friend or from a seller that refurbishes phones, you need to take some precautions. We'll get to those after we explain what OEM unlocking, or really bootloader locking, is for. You've already heard me say that if you have an iPhone, really any Apple hardware, then you're out of luck. That's because Apple locks down the operating system binaries at the hardware level. Samsung has been doing this for their newest phones, and Amazon has been progressively locking down the Fire HD line of tablets. They do this by requiring that the operating system binary image be digitally signed with their super secret special master key, a digital certificate. Under a verified boot operation, that signature gets checked when the phone starts. Without the correct digital signature, the hardware refuses to load the program that is the operating system. It may even brick itself so that the device can't be used. When we enable OEM unlocking, we're telling the phone to skip verifying the digital signature when it starts up. When a phone is carrier locked, it's because the service provider, like say T-Mobile or AT&T, doesn't want to give you a free phone that tracks everything you do just to have you de-Google it and block all their lovely data collection. The operating system just takes away your ability to disable the signature verification part of that boot process. So that's why you need to be able to enable OEM unlocking. You want to put on a different operating system. You're unlocking the bootloader that runs that program. Unlocking the bootloader is okay because you can re-enable the verified boot process under the right circumstances. That's a topic beyond this video, but EOS, IodéOS, and GrapheneOS all support relocking your bootloader. So here are some lessons learned from life. If you're purchasing used hardware, check these things. First, make sure the model is exactly the one that matches the operating system image you plan to install. The video we shared explains how to find necessary model information, and the device model should be both on the box and available in the device settings. When you receive the phone, immediately check that it can support data transfer over your USB cable. Connect up the phone and put it into data transfer mode, just like you wanted to transfer a photo or a video to your PC. And the most important step, make sure that you can enable OEM unlocking for the phone. This is essentially a check that the phone either started life as unlocked or was unlocked by the carrier before you received it. There are multiple videos on how to do this on the internet, and we share that process as part of each install video. The short version is to first enable developer options, then look under developer options to see that OEM unlocking is not grayed out and can be enabled. Next, we'll share a walkthrough for getting to OEM unlocking for a Pixel device. Phones from a different vendor might be slightly different. If you find you can't enable OEM unlocking, but expected to, you'll have to do some follow-up. Open Settings and go to About Phone and tap that. Scroll down to Build Number and tap it 7 times. You'll have to authenticate. Then go back to Settings and scroll to System. Tap that. Scroll down to Developer Options. which you just enabled, and tap that. Scroll down to OEM unlocking and tap that. You'll need to authenticate. Now tap Enable. So that's the full public service announcement. Things to look out for and how to verify that the phone you want to de-Google will consent. I suspect I'll learn more lessons as I continue this video series, but experimentation is the cost of doing business. Remember to like and subscribe. More importantly, have fun with your de-Googling. See you next time.